I want to bring in now former press secretary for President George W. Bush and Fox News contributor Ari Fleischer. Ari, this is a seminal moment potentially for the president. We always look for those tipping points, don't we, historically, where it seems like things are ticking up or down. And as we look at the situation where millions of protesters are still coming together in the streets, and you still have division in this country, and we still haven't heard a national address from this president on these issues, how do you think he's doing in terms of just this listening campaign right now?
Well, I think he's doing moderately on the listening campaign. You know, I think the president's a tough guy. He's for law and order. And I've said before, at a time like this, you need both law and order, but you also need the soothing, healing words of a president to help a nation come together. I would like to see more of that. This is a time for both coming from the president. But Harris, it's also a time for leadership. This is why we have presidents, to seize the initiative and to lead the nation to a better place. And that can be done here if the president would come out for specifics of police reform and then the magic 3 words, without increasing crime. That's how he should seize the initiative, be for something, not just against something, and lead the nation to a better place.
As you and I are talking, I'm along with Ari Fleischer. A reminder to the viewers who might just be tuning in and they see Air Force One to the left of the screen. That is the President of the United States will arrive from Marine One and take off from Joint Base Andrews to Dallas, Texas. And he'll go to the Gateway Church. It's a mega church here in the Dallas Metroplex and meet with black clergy, black leaders, and listen to what they have to say as he talks police reform and economic reform, too, Ari, is what we're hearing he'll lean on here. You know, the opportunity zones that he has created, almost 9,000 of them for black communities. He had a plan best laid out. Has it hit some roadblocks, some challenges? And I don't mean just obviously with the recent pandemic and then the protesting, but just overall. They've been in place since 2018.
Look, economics is important. It will always be important, but it's not the only thing that matters. The social fabric of our country matters. Equality matters. These are the other things that presidents need to talk about and address. It's how you make more people listen to you, draw more people in to the Republican Party and into people who might be open-minded about President Trump. So yes, on economics, but not economics alone.
You know, I want to ask you about something that you tweeted this week. You lifted the president's tweet that had that Buffalo protester shoved by police and the president asking, could he be Antifa? And you said the president's penchant for trafficking and conspiracy theories is, politically speaking, going to ruin him. This is reckless. He doesn't know when to stop. Why did you tweet that?
Because he's the president of the United States. If he saw something on the news, a surmise that there may have been something else behind this, then he should have said to his staff, find out if it's true or not, and then I'll decide if that matters and whether it changes any conclusions I reached about the police behavior. But for a president especially, just to wing it and launch that conspiracy theory out there is irresponsible. Now, nobody's asked the Buffalo police, is it true or not? I mean, we don't know yet what the facts are. So why the president is rushing to get ahead of it with a conspiracy theory, it just baffles me. And it's not the first time he's done it. He's done it, you know, with Ted Cruz's father. He did it about Ben Carson's religion. It's his worst habit when he gets into these conspiracy modes and just lets it rip in public. It just diminishes the office of the presidency.
All right. Ari, I just had caught that. I know a lot of people were responding to it and wondered, you know, what the genesis was just in terms of how you put it. You were inside of a White House and you had a message for a former president. So I know you feel strongly. Great to see you today. Thank you for being with me. The President of the United States.